raccoons, welcome to my basement. This is where I'm going to be giving you the next few art lessons. Don't worry, it won't be anything too fancy. I'm not going to break out some fancy supplies because you probably don't have those at home, and I expect that you'll be doing a few of these maybe from home if you want to. So I'll probably just use markers or crayons, maybe some scissors, and some printer paper. Nothing too fancy. But I do want to suggest that maybe right now, uh, it might be a good idea for you to start up a sketchbook. I have a sketchbook that looks like this, but I don't expect for everybody to, and most of my sketchbooks don't look like this. They all look pretty different. Every page in it is different. Some have just doodles and lines on it, others have notes on it, um, ideas. Weird stuff like swollen taste buds. Um, so using a sketchbook might be a good idea, especially because I think we're all going through a really unique time right now. And it's important to reflect every day and to put your thoughts and your ideas inside a sketchbook. Some of you might use pictures, others of you might use words. Sometimes I've written songs or poems or whatever in my sketchbooks. So, however you use it is up to you. If you don't have any ideas of what to put in your sketchbook, I put together kind of like an Inktober list of words just to spark your imagination so that you had something to kind of put inside of a sketchbook. If doing that starts to stress you out or make you feel anxious or overwhelmed or frustrated, then you can go ahead and stop. I don't think that art is here to make us feel that way or to make us feel bad. I think it should be doing the opposite. So whenever I get really frustrated on a work of art that I'm in the process of creating, I take a break from it. Sometimes I listen to music. Sometimes I go for a run or something like that. Um, but I think that it's important that we don't get too stressed out or overwhelmed, especially because of art. Um, so, this week's project, if you choose to accept it, is to look around your house, find a really cool looking toy. It could be your favorite toy, or it could be your little brother's toy. It probably shouldn't be your little brother's favorite toy because he might not want you taking it and drawing it. But you're just going to find some interesting toy that you think would be really cool in a work of art. And then you're going to look at it and draw it and put it into your artwork somehow. Sounds easy enough, right? Uh, I'm going to go ahead and do that. You can look over my shoulder and you can see what I come up with. Wish me luck.
I always think that when I'm drawing anything, I should start to look at basic shapes and just sketch them out really, really lightly at first. I use my pencil as lightly as I can because I know that the pencil lines aren't really going to stay, and I'm not perfect at drawing. So, what I do is I draw a bunch of lines that I know are wrong. Most of the lines that I'm drawing are wrong, but I'm drawing so many of them that I'll have the chance to decide which ones are less wrong. And those are the ones that I'm going to want to keep and outline and color later. When I'm drawing something that I'm really serious about, usually I'll sketch it out in my sketchbook first. And one more thing about sketchbooks don't have to be something really fancy and really, really nice. If you don't have a sketchbook, just a bunch of printer paper just stacked up together and maybe bound up some way, that's all that it really needs to be. It shouldn't be anything too fancy. If you start to get frustrated with this, realize that it's just an exercise. It's just something that's supposed to be fun, and and just exercise your creative muscles. So don't take it too seriously. Just relax and have a good time. Now comes outlining. You don't have to outline with a Sharpie. If you don't have a Sharpie, a black colored pencil would work great. Or if you were working on a really big piece of paper, a black crayon works great too. Or in this case, even a black like Crayola marker would be fine. I'm pretty careful when I use a Sharpie to outline because I know that my mistakes are a little bit more permanent. Sometimes you can kind of fix up things a little bit if you mess up, but once you move on to outlining, it's just not as free as using a pencil. All right, now I'm ready for color. Before I started coloring, I picked out a couple markers and crayons to use. And so what I did first was I looked for the darkest parts of the toy and I started coloring those with the green marker. So anything that was dark, I colored first. So I was kind of looking for the shadow. Then I can go back later with a lighter marker or a crayon and hit up those parts that are kind of in the highlight. Here's where I decided to use some texture. I'm not sure if I really liked what I did there. Um, I know I like the idea of it, but I just don't know that it really worked on the dinosaur the way that I wanted it to. But that's okay. Again, I wasn't trying to make a masterpiece. I was just trying to relax and enjoy the experience.
All right, guys, that was my drawing of Rex over here. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Stay golden.